Hey, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakadash, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. I want to give a double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, who are stubborn this truth. I want to give a peace and blessings to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, who teach this truth and risk their life to do so. It's going to be a quick video. Lord, when the video's edifying, Lord, I can get something from this video. Let me get a couple precepts here in Sirach 26. Basically going in on a woman and dealing with them. If you're gonna deal with them, know what you're dealing with. Okay, if you're gonna deal with them, know what you're dealing with, man. Scriptures say that give not thy strength unto women, who destroy the kings. And that was a man's mom that told him that. You can't be dilly for women, man. You can't be, being they dancing monkey. They can lead you to stray. Even your own woman, man. Okay, they can lead you astray, right? They can take your crown, man. Okay, it's a lot of men that have erred for women and done wickedness for women. It's a lot of men that has got in trouble. I think majority of men has gotten in trouble behind a woman, right? So it's an important topic to talk about, because you got to know what you're doing, and you got to know how to. Ain't nothing wrong with dealing with them, right? Because I deal with them, right? But you got to know what you're doing, man. And through trial and error, with dealing with women, through and being a young man, even younger, I didn't really understand women really until I came into this truth. But I started to get an understanding, after that first heartbreak, man, which is really, it sucks, but shit. I mean, that's how you gain wisdom. It sucks, but that's how you learn off of that, man. And you're able to instruct others and instruct yourself, and you're actually better off. Once you go through certain different things with women, or a woman puts you through certain different things, you're actually better off, man. Because now you know the games that they play. Now when they say certain things or they do certain things, right? When they say certain things, they do certain things. You know what their intentions are. You know their little games. See, when you blinded by their beauty, and you blinded between what's between their thighs and all that, they could run a game on you. They could play you, right? I had a woman tell me this, man. It was a woman I used to deal with, man. We had went out or whatever, we got something to drink, came back to the house, right? And we was laying down, and she told me, she was like, why I love you? I'm like, why? Right? Why? She was like, because you don't let me run all over you, right? Every guy I've been with, or every guy I've dealt with prior to you, every guy I've dealt with prior to you, they was like my little bitch, like my little dog, get on all fours and I could walk on their back. You don't allow me to do that to you. And that's why I just can't, I can't figure you out. And man, you can't let them figure you out, And when she told me that, I was like, wow, you know what I mean? And I don't even think she remembered telling me that. When she told me that, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, oh shit, And this is my early 20s, man. Right? So I'm like, oh, but ever since then, I knew that, because the girl was a beautiful girl, man, But they finesse with their looks. They finesse with their feelings. And then if they get you emotional about them, they're able to manipulate you with their feelings. Like, your day shouldn't be based good or bad. Your day shouldn't go good or bad based on how that woman feel, man. Especially if you didn't do nothing wrong. You could be in a situation where you ain't doing nothing wrong. She wanted you to do something, right? But you just didn't do it. But it wasn't, you didn't want to do it, and you didn't have to do it. And she could know that you care about her, right? And get mad or do something to try to throw off your whole day. Don't ever let a woman get that much power over you, man. Because she's emotional already. Her emotions change. They go up and down. She don't think logically, right? So why would you base your emotions off of someone that's emotional? Don't ever base your emotions off of someone else. But it takes a while to learn that. You learn that through trial and error. You learn that through dealing with them, right? You learn that. You learn that shit. You learn their games, man. You learn what they try to do, what they say, what they really mean. You learn that. And then you learn that, a woman want the opposite of what she say. Oh, I want you to be loyal to me. I want you to be this to me. I want you to be kind, chivalrous, open the door. Do this, do that. Do that shit if you want. I want you to stay home. Don't go to the gym. Do that shit if you want to. She can go find a man and lay with a man that do everything opposite of what she told you to do. See, but growing up, you don't know that. Why? Because typically, 9 times out of 10, if you Jake, you were raised by your mother, right? She told you how to treat, because women are all on the same team, man, for the most part, right? Now, your mama might give you some pointers, but she's still gonna tell you to treat her right, treat her this, treat her that. But your mama couldn't prepare you for today's woman, right? Because at least back then, women had a little bit, it wasn't social media, man. So even if they was doing something, you didn't even see it. And they were, right? But they had a little bit more just a little bit more class, just a tad bit, right? Not even a whole lot, because they still have multiple baby daddies and shit. But now that shit is glorified. Like, bitch, if you don't have multiple baby daddies, you looked at as lame. If you're not a whore in this society, you looked at as a lame woman, right? That's what it is. Okay, so being a whore, right, is glorified. Being an adulterous woman is actually the woman to be in this society, because it's glorified in their mind. But all that shit leads to death. All that shit leads to destruction, right? All that shit leads to shame in their latter end. Right, but these women that's fucking 18 to 28, 29, shit, even 30s, early 30s, they don't really get it. They start getting it in the early 30s because that wall started to come. So here it is. You freak off 10, 12, 13, 14 years of your life. And then as soon as that wall comes, you don't look like the way you look or you used to look, right? Now all of a sudden you want a man to treat you right. No, fuck that. Fuck that. Now you're going to be alone with a bunch of animals or a bunch of fucking kids. By your fucking self. Why? Because nobody couldn't tell you nothing. When somebody tried to told you what to do with was between your legs, you gave them the middle finger. So guess what? Stick that middle finger and put it right in your ass. And you got to be like that, man. You got to be tough like that, because she'll lead you down a fucking rabbit hole, man. Okay? She'll lead you down a rabbit hole, man. And I got many stories, right? This is why I'm able to, and I ain't perfect with them, but I control the situation. No matter how a bitch look, I control the situation. I'm gonna be them. I ain't getting manipulated. Fuck that. But you don't know the wicked games that they play, the tricks that they play on your mind. If you dilly, if you knew, you don't know that shit. You don't know. And even when a man tell you, some men can tell you, but you got to go through it yourself sometimes, right? Because not every man learn. But some men learn best from their mistakes when they feel the shit, right? When they feel it. Ooh, shit, I felt that. I was like that. Ooh, I felt that shit. Let me not do that no more. You know what I mean? Yeah. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is Sirach 26:2. It says, a virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. Right? So a good wife is a good portion. Right? When a woman and a man agree together, a man and a woman agree together, it's a beautiful thing. Right? When they're one, it's how it's supposed to be. It's a beautiful thing. You got to understand the order of the household. It's Yahweh Shai, the man, then the woman. Okay? This is a good, it says, whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart toward the Lord, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. Let me jump down. It says, let me jump down. to 8. It says 7. It says, an evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro, and he that hath hold of her is though he held a scorpion. So an evil wife. I was watching this interview a couple days ago with Tyrese, man. And he was talking about the breakup he was going through. I mean, he was going through so much shit. He was on psych meds, man. So if that alone should tell you, and this is a man with so-called status. This is a man with so-called fame. This is a man with so-called power in his world, right? Some type of power, right? And he got put through the fucking ringer, right? To where Shorty had him on psych meds, man. Come on. And these are not dangerous people to fucking play with. And then took off like he never existed. Shitted on him. Got another man like he never existed. Cold. They cold. So you just got to know how to deal with them. You got to know how to play it. I ain't saying not to deal with them, because it's hard not to deal with them. But if you deal with them, you got to know what the fuck you did. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. The risk behind it. You got to know it. You got to know it. Right? It says, he that hath hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. A scorpion is stinging the fuck out you, man. Could kill you. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causeth the great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. Yeah, a drunken woman, right? That gatherer abroad, out there, clubbing, partying, shaking her ass. You see it all the time, right? Drinking. It says, and she will not cover her own shame. You see it, sloppy, walking back and forth, titties all out. Come on, man. This shit real. This shit is, you see it all the time. And these women be having men at the house. Says the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks in her eyelids. Yeah. It says, you see it in the eyelids, man. It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Yeah. It says, thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, because she'll abuse herself with much freedom. Right? Like a house that are open for every key. It says, watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. Don't be surprised. 12, it says, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain. Think about that. It says, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. So she'll open her legs against every rod. That's the times we living in. And that right there, a killer man. Breaking man. So you got to damn near have a callus to this shit. You got to damn near know that, man, this could potentially happen. You got, and it's fucked up, but it's just a survival tactic, man, that you got to have in today's age. You got to know it. Yeah, man, you don't get no woman to where you extra care about her, man. No, treat her accordingly, righteously, like the scriptures say, but don't be treating her how American men or men of this world treat these women, man. No, don't put her on a pedestal and take her bullshit, man. Fuck that. Because that could be a test for you. All right, that could be a test for you to show you your strength. Show you if you weak or not. Man, is you weak for this girl? If this girl left you right now, she committed adultery on you, would you fall out? Would you lose it mentally? You can't, man, look. It's tough, right? But you can't fall victim to that shit, man. So right now, when shit going good, you gotta build a callus. Hey man, I know it could potentially. You start watching videos so you can wrap your mind around it. Start watching videos, man, about what women do. and how they move and this and that. And so therefore, you're not fucking surprised, bitch. I knew that was in your nature, right? A lot of men get caught off guard because they think, oh, not me. But the ones that think, oh, not me, their women be doing it. If they can see what they women do behind closed doors, or even on that phone, on them social sites, and them DMs and all that, you'll be surprised. You think your bitch loyal? Okay. All right. The only thing she's loyal to is her feelings, man. So if her feelings is good towards you, then it might appear that she's loyal. But if her feelings is towards another man, come on, man. She gonna make an argument with you, go commit adultery, then blame you once you find out. And blame her childhood trauma. Well, I feel like we wasn't having no connection in the relationship, and you was arguing with me, and I just didn't feel happy, and he made me feel happy, so I went over there and bounced on his rod. That's what she gonna say. Oh, I was touched when I was a little girl. I was this when I was a little girl. I didn't have a good relationship with my mom when I was a little girl. My grandma used to abuse me when I was a little girl. Man, all that, the fuck that got to do with you and me? What the hell I got to do with you committing adultery? Come on, man. Listen, man. Quick testimony. I was dealing with a woman. I wrote her ass a bill of she was getting out of pocket, man. And this is a woman, I ain't never cared about a woman like I cared about this woman. It was a true test, man. Right? I believe. I wrote this bitch a bill of divorce. I couldn't take it no more. Right? Couldn't take it. She was getting out of pocket, wouldn't follow my order. Right? Kept using her beauty as a defense mechanism. Like, if I don't do shit for her, then another nigga will. And niggas was. They was lining up begging to do it for her, right? So I got tired of that shit. Got tired of her. So I called her bluff. I'm like, you know what? Get your shit, bounce. Fuck on. Get out. Bounce. Right? I ended up cutting her off. I kid you not. 2 or 3 hours later, man, I got probably 100 text messages, probably 10 missed calls, couple FaceTime calls, and pictures of her homegirl, the girl she was with, and some dudes that they was with. Right? That's 2 hours later. But in the text messages, and I'm not responding, in the text messages, she's like, oh, come get me, please. They trying to force themselves on me. I don't want to go have sex with these dudes and these people and woo woo woo. At least if you can't just call my mom, I ain't got nobody. Right, but I knew it was the liquor talking, right? Because then she, snapped into her right mom, was like, oh, just block me. Haha, just block. Like, this bitch is weird. Right? I'm like, this bitch is weird. I ain't never even seen this side of this bitch is weird, right? She didn't think I was gonna call her bluff. And now she hurt. Now she fighting it, right? It's like when a roach or an insect fight that raid. That's what it was, man. I hit her ass with that raid. She was trying to fight. Nah, bitch, take that. Right? So, later on that night, I was raped when I was little. What the fuck that got to do with you sending me a picture of another motherfucker? Come on, man. This is what they, and then I'm like, damn, this is something you gotta tell them. This is something you gotta talk about. Not in detail, but when you get with somebody and you got trauma that you need to deal with, man, you need to, and that could trigger you, if that is true. But you need to make people aware of that. Because if I was a silly, tender, rod-ass dude that didn't understand women, I would have tried to play Captain Save-A-Ho. Nah, where you at? She was sending me addresses and all that. Where you at? Nah, but I'm like, fuck that. Let them niggas have her. Let the wolves eat. Let them niggas have her. And then lo and behold, a couple months later, here come that letter. Oh, I miss you. I want to come home. Nope. Bitch, nope, you are home. Where you at? I didn't even respond back to the bitch. Right? And this is a woman that I cared about more than any woman, man. You understand? I didn't even, when she wanted to come back, I didn't even respond to her. Didn't even fucking respond to her. Oh, I hate you. You hurt me so bad. I hope she gonna text me. You hurt me so bad. I hope God never forgives you. And as if I was in the wrong. So you just got to know these things, man. And I'm glad that happened. So it show you how much strength you got. You understand what I'm saying? So I ain't telling you nothing I ain't been through. I ain't telling you nothing that I didn't have to do. I'm telling you how to do it. And how to get over that shit, man. How to move forward. Learn from it. Fuck it. It is what it is. It is what it been about. Fuck it. You got to know this, man. You got to know this. It says, I'm going to run that back. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. So don't marvel not if she trespass against thee. All right? She's going to spread through things, man. If she wants to do it, that's what she's going to do. Just know that. Just know that. There's ways around it, right? There's ways to that you could, there's things that you could do to try to keep it from happening. You know, like don't let her get too comfortable with you. Don't tell her everything, right? Don't let her take you from fulfilling. Don't let her, if you go to the gym, don't let her stop you from going to the gym. Because the reason why she wants you to stop going to the gym is because she don't want to compete with other women. Because she want to get you, break you down to where, you know, you're not desirable anymore. So therefore, but the whole time she making herself desirable. Why? Because it's a game, it's war, man. It's a fucking game, and that's how you got to look at it. This relationship shit is war. If it ain't with the Akim, right? Because with Akim, it's peaceful. Iron sharpen iron. With your woman, man, that shit is war. It's a war over what? Who power? Who can get the power? And if you let her get the power, your ass is grass. She gonna treat you. I'm telling you. I'm fucking telling you. And if she want the power that bad, and somehow, right, you didn't set her down, you didn't try to, you know, reason with her, right? You didn't counsel her, you didn't rebuke her, you didn't do all this, and somehow she's still not fucking getting it. Cut that bitch off, man. Scripture says, if she go not in the way that you will have her, write her a bill of divorce. You know, write her a bill of divorce, man. You know, it's a topic that must be talked about. It got to be talked about. Because a lot of men fall, even in the world, a lot of men fall. Most men, I say 95% of men, 96% of men fall victim to a woman, man. You know, so that shit it's important. I don't get on it much, but I'm getting on it today. Okay? And it's a beautiful thing that I could take what I've learned or what I've been through and put it on a video so any brothers that might go through it or currently go through it or want to know about it just in case they got to go through it can hear it and understand that, man, look, this is what it is. This is how you deal with certain situations. Right? This is what I did. This is what I've done. Because you would rather have a woman's respect than what's between her thighs, man. Always remember that. You want a woman's respect because she will give what's between her thighs to a man she don't respect. But she won't give respect to every man. So you want what's between her ears, not what's between her legs, man. You want her mind. Anybody can have that. Was plenty motherfuckers didn't bust that girl down, man. But not everybody got her mind, though. When you got that mind, the body follows. And you got to be righteous when you have that type of power. Like my dad told me, man, son, you don't want to have that much power over people. Because, you know, it's dangerous to have that much power over people. And I was like, yeah, you right. But, man, we in the truth. Right? We need that over our women, man. We got to have it. Because we know right from wrong. We know what to do. Niggas in the world don't know what to do. Niggas in the world don't know right from wrong. They actually, they value wrong more than right. See, a woman get with us and her life become better. The woman get with these niggas in the world and end up having multiple baby daddies, end up being in the same, go right back to who they was before they was dealing with you. Or even worse in most cases. Okay? It says 14, it says, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. And go down, it says, and harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. Right? A harlot should be counted as spittle. Spit. Think about a loogie you just spit out. I mean, you ain't looking, you're like, ugh. You walk, that's how a harlot is going to be accounted. Okay, it says a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. You see that all the time. A wicked woman, she fall right into the hands of a wicked man, vice versa. Right? It says, and they start doing wickedly to each other. It says, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. All right? And you know what? And the first woman you get from the Lord is wisdom. Right? And that's your main woman, man. Okay? It says, a dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. What's a female dog? A bitch. Right? It says, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. It says, a woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. Yeah, and that's what you have now. A lot of women that dishonor their men in pride. Okay? But she's kind of ungodly. And when you're ungodly, you'd be destroyed. Okay, so with that, man, Lord, when the video is edifying, only I can got something from this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash. I was supposed to do this video. I did this video last night. This is a remake of the video I did last night because the whole video didn't, it only half of the video recorded. So I just did it again. Salakia for that. But Lord willing, it was edifying. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash. Let me tell you, brothers, keep pushing on to the next. Shalom.